It seems you had quite the eventful mission on your hands. Betraying Juan Dayu for cover was a dangerous gambit, but it seems to have paid off. You still have the Crimson Fleet's trust, and you were able to spare lives in the process. Lieutenant Toft can explain.
We have operatives watching the Crimson Fleet's known contacts at all times. In this case, they observed you making contact with Juan. They continued to shadow your progress until you made your departure from New Atlantis on the Jade Swan. And, if I may, I'd like to echo the Commando's sentiment. I have some comrades on SY-920, and I appreciate the restraint you showed by sparing their lives.
As you probably guessed, not very well. Keeping Mast out of the loop regarding this particular mission has proven exceptionally difficult. But we've managed to keep your involvement in the dark. Sparing the lives of the soldiers on SY-920 has definitely made our position with the top brass much easier. Honor, loyalty, and valor are exactly the attributes we admire in a SysDef operative.
Requiring honor of the operatives you have conscripted into service is a curious thing. But of course, we will act with honor.
Excuse me, sir. I hate to interrupt, but there's still the matter of the comm spike to discuss.
Yes, of course, Lieutenant. Time is short, and we should get to the matter at hand. Please give me your report. With the acquisition of the comm spike, the fleet is one step closer to Krix's legacy. And the more people we arrest, the greater the chance that your infiltration is discovered. We're working against the clock here, so let's start by discussing the status of the comm spike. That all depends on what you brought back from your mission. Aside from your eyewitness testimony, I assume you have the usual evidence that could lead to her incarceration?
I can take it off your hands once we complete your debriefing, but at the moment, I'm far more concerned about the comm spike.
Then it's just a matter of time before she reverse engineers it to fit the fleet's purposes. So what does Delgado have you doing next? Has he solved the Bannock 4 problem? Bannock 4 is an EM-class gas giant. Your ship will need special protection to ensure the electromagnetic disturbances in the planet's atmosphere don't fry your circuits. The conduction grid?
That's brilliant, but is it actually possible? It's 80-year-old tech. Sorry, sir. The conduction grid is how Neon generates its power. It essentially absorbs lightning strikes and converts it to usable energy. It would take a hell of an engineer to modify the technology to handle Bannock 4's EM field. An engineer, like Jasmine Durand.
That's the case. Inform our contacts on Neon that our operative will be touching down there in the near future.
Absolutely, sir.
And before you depart, I wanted you to know that your efforts are helping us gain interest among my superiors. They're finally beginning to believe that we can take down the Crimson Fleet and make amends for the UC's embarrassing mistake. The fact that our common enemy owes its existence to the United Colonies, of course. It was the riot at the Lock, touched off by Jasper Krix, that inspired him to create the Crimson Fleet in the first place.
Thanks to your assistance, we'll be able to rectify that mistake, and Mast will authorize an all-out assault.
Of course I am, but it's a calculated risk. It's long overdue. All right, I suppose that's all for now. I'll be looking forward to your next report. Good luck. And please, be careful.
Everything looks clear.
I would move the stars for you. If I can take a few things, I will. And we'll be here for you, as always.
There's been rumors of soldiers smuggling personal items. To the station. Provided it's safe.
Mole. How's the pirating business? Yeah, it was. And you can probably guess what project it was for. Yeah, I thought you might. I heard the fleet sent you up there for some more pirate work. Even more impressive, you managed to do it without taking any lives. Maybe I misjudged you. That's more than I can say for myself, given the history of Project Archangel. I was one of 4 pilots recruited for the program. My codename was Azrael. At the time, I embraced the name, the Angel of Death, hunting Crimson Fleet pirates in a prototype ship. But even for an angel, pride always comes before the fall. We were testing prototype fighter ships, experimental engines, weaponry, the works. The 4 of us were the best of the best. Emphasis on the were. The official word is I was transferred back to SysDef because the need was great. The reality is I was kicked off the unit. I was so bored on that station, I spent all my time in the barracks drinking cases of smuggled booze. When the time came for my test flight, I was so wasted, one of the others had to cover for me. The engine caught fire right after takeoff. Pilot, crew, gone in a flash. Is that right? I guess that lets me off the hook with the jailers, but not with the judge upstairs. I appreciate what you're trying to do, though. Just give me some time to process it.
It's tough not seeing any action. Securing a station like this is pretty important.
Heard
Everything
you had
looks
to
clear.
board the site. Thanks again for the talk. You're dismissed.
There you are. I was wondering when you'd visit. Should give us a little time to catch up. Well, of course, what choice do I have? Thanks to my own stupidity, my second chance to return to the Crimson Fleet is long gone. And by the time I get out of prison, any hopes I had to return to that life will have fully disappeared. Yes, well, apparently that's off the table as well. Trident tends to shy away from rehiring convicted felons. Well, anyway, glad you popped by to say hello. Now, if you wouldn't mind letting an old man get his rest, I'd appreciate it. Oh yes, quite aggressively. The illegal team will very likely grind me into the dirt, and there isn't much I can do about it. The amusing thing is, I don't even think they care very much that the heist went down on their ship. That's a given risk for them. I think they're more embarrassed I was able to gain the position as captain of the Siren under false pretenses in the first place. After getting set up on the Key, I traveled to a few settlements to find a base of operations. I was looking for a place that would allow me to pick up information about juicy shipments for the fleet to jump on. When I stopped at Gagarin, SysDef was on the ground waiting for me instead of that contact I was expecting to meet. Your friend Toft really pulled the wool over my eyes. So you're saying I should be happy that you took me out of the line of fire? I have to confess, I never thought of it that way. Last thing I intended to do with my life was go out in a blaze of glory on Neva or Delgado's behalf. But at the same time, my freedom's gone, so I'm not exactly popping the cap off the vodka bottle and celebrating either. I wouldn't mind a visit from time to time.
Oh, I'm so glad you're here. I swear, this is all just a big misunderstanding. Oh, well, I just figured we got along so well back there in Sidonia. You might remember everything that I did for you and return the favor. I know you were just doing your job, so I'm not going to hold that against you. I could really use the help. Me? Commit a crime? Oh, you have it all wrong. Do you have any idea how tough it is to earn your way in Sidonia? Either you spend all day in the mines getting your lungs filled with Martian dust, or wear your fingers to the bone working on machinery. All I was trying to do was earn a living. Display a little bit of entrepreneurial spirit. If trying to make a living is considered breaking the law, then lock me up and throw away the key. Well, yes, but that's only because they forced me into their ranks. You've met Neva. You know how she is. She, threatened to kill me if I didn't do what she said. Come on, you've got to put in a good word for me. That's all you're going to say to me? Okay, fine. I'll tell you this, though. The UC can't hold me forever. And when I get out, first thing I'm going to do is hunt you down. That drunken miner? No. Whatever you said to him must have sunk in because I haven't seen him since you left Sidonia. He's lucky. If he would have stumbled into this spear begging for credits again, I would have... well, use your imagination. Right at the broken spear in front of everyone. Any reputation I may have had there is long gone thanks to that little stunt. On top of that, they caught me right in the middle of a... deal I was closing with some long haulers. I guess I can kiss that money goodbye. Are you serious? You actually expect me to be grateful? I don't know SysDev's endgame, but I'd wager that you've bitten off far more than you can chew. No matter what you throw at the fleet, Delgado will find a way out. Interrogation complete? Good. Maybe I can get some rest.
Salutations. I assume you're here to commemorate my terrible misfortune? Ah, yes, the infamous evidence that you procured. Bravo, detective. Allow me to congratulate you on your sleuthing skills. That recording was quite a find. I must admit that I was short-sighted when it came to Ms. Swift's ingenuity. I shall not make that same mistake twice. Oh, amused isn't the verbiage I'd choose to describe my frame of mind, but I'll acknowledge the observation. Well, as much as I detest being the bearer of bad news, I have to disclose that you're wasting your time. You see, this imprisonment is merely an insignificant hindrance. I don't foresee being incarcerated in perpetuity. In fact, I would wager that my legal team will have my release expedited within the month. I only had the time to explain the wondrous loopholes of the UC's justice system. Do you honestly think that I'd embark on an endeavor with Miss Swist and Mr. Vera without a legal exit strategy at my disposal? I can assure you, I won't be imprisoned aboard the Vigilance for an inordinately extended period of time. Oh, I assure you, I'm speaking the truth. But there's no call for disappointment. Due to your actions, my tenure with Galbank has been terminated, and several million credits in fines are being levied against me. The day is yours, Agent. You should be proud. Well, why shouldn't I? I was bested by your actions, therefore I should suffer the consequences. There's no need for me to dwell on the past. Well, enough idle banter. I've taken up more than my share of your valuable time. Honestly, this interaction has been quite pleasurable. Do feel free to stop by and gloat at any time. Good day.
I have something for you. Clamps released. Air pressure stable.
Officer, can you help me out here? I'm not sure what to do about it. So, whenever the Arcmite factory's online, my water gets real spotty.
Huh. That is a problem. You'll want to start a town hall. They should be able to get you a grievance form.
Grievance form. All right, I'll start there. Thanks, officer. Gagarin's not an easy place to live. Nice to finally get some things.
Welcome to Clint's. Whatever you need, I'm sure I've got it lying around somewhere. Except mech parts. Don't trade those anymore, so don't waste your time asking. Well, for one, it's illegal in UC space. Making mech platforms used to be Gagarin's bread and butter. So, since they were banned in the armistice, I get 1 to 2 folks a month asking what kind of relics I might have lying around. But I'm not about to risk a contraband fine at my age, so that's why I just lay it out up front. If you need anything, just follow the sound of falling inventory. You'll find me eventually. Gagarin. It was a military town until the end of the Colony War. Mechs were our specialty. Everyone always blabbers about Mars making the highest performance machines. But if you needed a system that wouldn't let you down in a pinch, you piloted a Gagarin. But that all dried up when the mechs were banned with the armistice. Now, we've got these new firms coming in. Arcmite, Centauri Mills. Claim they're here to revitalize the city. Which is funny, since their employees refuse to step foot in most of it. Plenty more competition for stores like mine, that's for sure. UC had a lot more money to throw around in those days. During the war, I couldn't keep the shelves stocked. At first, because of all the demand. But later, because the Freestar Collective flotillas were so damn good at picking off UC merchant craft. But the biggest difference now? The quiet. Not just because most of the forges and mines shut down. It was the testing. Firms used to drive their prototype mechs out into the canyons, way beyond the city. But you could still hear the guns all the way from here. It was like, shoo, thunder. So when the thunder stopped, well, so did Gagarin in a way. Hard to not be nostalgic for a time when the city was in a better place. Though, knowing what we do now, with the costs of the war and all, probably better for everyone that Gagarin's moved on. Let me just bring that up.
Hey, what's drunk? People seem to really like it. I heard this story about a kid who was walking and he fell through the catwalks, and they never found him. All because he didn't study first citizenship.
Chronicles of the Mech Riders. It's a good title. You read it, right? Ah, then let me explain. Action, adventure, heartbreak, humanity at its absolute most raw. Ever since I left the military, I've been thinking about writing chronicles. Interviewing other mech pilots about what it was like to experience the war strapped in, and what it's been like for us ex-pilots since mechs were banned. Deployed from 2309 till the fleet got themselves blown to bits 2 years later, and the UC waved the white flag. I was at the Battle of Mars when the Freestars dropped in to try and blow our industrial output to smithereens. If you've ever visited Sidonia and noticed it's still in one piece, that's my unit's work.
I find other ways to spend my time more compelling. But I am sure some would find it riveting.
Well, in the bold future where the book's done and I don't have to track packages for a living anymore, I'll happily sign your copy. Now, what can I do for you? When folks lose a limb, some get ghost sensations. Feel like the limb's still there. Well, imagine that across your whole body. When you're strapped in long enough, you and your machine, you grow to understand each other. What the machine can take and keep going, and what the human can. We'd even sleep in our mechs so we could deploy faster. And since they were a hell of a lot more comfortable than the cots the UC issued, you spent your life cradled in the arms of a war machine. That's what it's like to pilot a mech, and that's what I want to write about. The armistice that ended the colony war put plenty of new laws into place, but the two big ones were no more xeno-weapons and no more mechs. You'll get into trouble for even having mech components on your ship on more settled worlds. So those of us that made our living piloting them were left without a purpose. Which is how I went from driving a 1,500 horsepower battle frame to working in a shipping warehouse. Sailing across the settled systems, hunting down all these other pilots, it's not going to be cheap. That's why I'm living in scenic Gagarin and not, say, downtown New Atlantis. Every spare credit goes right into the book fund. Of course, I don't exactly mind living in the same town where my mech was built, either. But once I've got enough, I'm gone. Later.
Any shift you don't drop a crate on your foot is a win in my book.
A robot shall not harm a parcel, nor allow a parcel to come to harm through inaction.
Our last head of security was a real hard ass. Now, Victoria cheers you out.
Watch your step. It's easy to take a sudden trip around here.
I'd kill for an ice-cold boom pop right now.
What? I look like the welcoming committee or something?
Holy crap. We made it to Gagarin Landing.
I told your dumbass it would work. Now get a load of the cargo manifest.
Whoa. The Kyoptera's hold is stuffed. Why were they running heavy through this sector?
No clue. Lucky for us, we were out hunting when it exited jump space. The drive must have malfunctioned.
Holy shit. Look at the crew roster. They were also carrying 32 colonists. Maybe. We overdid it?
Whatever. He knew the risk. What? You growing a conscience all of a sudden?
Yeah, I don't know. Some of them were families, man.
If you want to walk away from this score, that's up to you. Me? I'm heading over to the bar to get blitzed. You coming?
Yeah, sure. I'll be there in a little bit.
Then get out of my face.
Buzz off, all right?
Looking for a drink? Don't serve anything fancy, so if you're about to ask for wine spritzer or whatever, you can hop right back on your ship to New Atlantis. Not as a rule, no. Just the ones that come to Gagarin and want to change it. And those folks usually ask for disgusting, overly complicated drinks. You one of them? Feel free to see yourself out, Spritz. Sure do. I came into some money right around the time the war ended. Places were selling for nothing. Every person with credits was flying to New Atlantis. I got this place for a wink and a nod. Have been slinging drinks the way I like 'em ever since. Bunch of corporate marionettes moving in, setting up shop. They think we're just a bunch of cheap factories and dumb labor that'll leap at whatever scraps they toss us. But Gagarins are tough by default. We've got exactly zero need of corporate condescension. Happy to take your credits anytime. Look what the Dust Devil dragged in. Ah, welcome back. Bunch of corporate marionettes. They think we're just a bunch. We've got exactly... Lucky you. I've got a little project I could use some help with. You've seen all the neckties and power suits wandering around town? Feels like they're everywhere. And while I like a bunch of stuck-up new Atlantean MBAs defiling my city as much as I enjoy unmedicated dental surgery, they've got the credits. So sooner or later, I'm going to need to start serving them, or someone else will.
Trading your ideals for credits. A losing transaction if ever I heard one.
Ideals don't keep me fed, friendo. But luckily, I think I found something that can. There's this ship whose crew had to ditch mid-flight. I presume it's some kind of luxury liner because it's supposedly got an impressive collection of booze on it. I want you to go to the ship, find the best stuff on board, and bring it to me. Anything else on the ship is yours to keep. Plus, I'll throw in some credits for your trouble. My contact's reliable. More than that, not your job to know. My rumor was light on details. Got to be some kind of lesser luxury craft, a pleasure yacht or the like. Not going to find the sort of beverages I'm after on anything else. Exactly what I was hoping to hear. You'll find the ship doing laps around Grissom. And be careful. I'm not paying for broken bottles, okay?
You're not on my calendar. Is this Arkmite related? I'm on Gagarin to make money, not friends. My time is Arkmite's time, and Arkmite's time is very valuable. What gave it away? I was born in New Atlantis, but the business environment is so stuffy there. Centuries-old firms set in their ways. Gagarin is gritty, exciting, an opportunity for growth. And isn't that what business and life are all about? Oh, Chief Pretorius? She thinks Gagarin is just peachy being poor and run down. Has no vision. But Arkmite does. Thanks to our investment, the largest formerly shuttered mech plant in the city has been refurbished and is churning out some of the finest heavy equipment in the settled systems. And we're sharing that vision of a revived Gagarin with others. We've been bringing in investors, showing them all the potential of this place. We were only asking the chief to make sure the areas we'd planned to visit didn't have any malcontents running around. Unfortunately, some of the locals don't appreciate all we've done for the city. We expect they will. After all, what truer sign of respect is there than a high-paying salary? Arkmite? We're the galaxy's premier heavy equipment firm. Diggers, construction robotics, that sort of thing. And we're on Gagarin to take advantage of an opportunity. The city's old mech factories have been sitting dormant for years now. But they're open again thanks to us. We've automated the old assembly lines and brought plenty of money to the city in the process. It's a win-win for all involved. This has been lovely. Really.
This place is state-of-the-art, so try not to break anything.
This is a private facility.
A hazmat squad came through here the other day. Said they're cleaning out the
heading outside the city? Be careful. If the heat doesn't kill you, the critters might.
You have any problems? You should talk to Chief Pretorius. She'll help you out.
Welcome to the Vanguard Recruitment Office. Here to join the cause. If you've got a ship and the metal to help keep UC systems safe, the Vanguard has got a place for you. The Vanguard is the United Colonies volunteer fleet. Any pilot, UC or otherwise, is welcome to join up. You'll earn credits, and with time, your UC citizenship. Just have to complete an exam and a probationary mission, and you'll be out defending the Fringe in no time. Not a problem. What do you want to discuss? My family's actually lived here since the place was first settled. Gagarin's seen a lot in that time. Wasn't too long ago, this was a booming manufacturing town, churning out mechs for the UC. That all went belly up when the technology was banned post-colony war. Now we've got these outside firms buying up the old factories, bringing in new money. Honestly, I think we'll see this place get a real facelift in our lifetimes. UC Marine Corps. Served in the colony war. I can't talk about the specifics, but I'm proud of what I was able to do. Being a part of something bigger than myself made me who I am today. Living in the war zone, you get a better idea of the value of life, of working together with others, of your own strengths. I'm still processing my experiences and how they changed my life to this day. I'd love to get some more people coming in the door. Any interest in helping me distribute some recruiting materials to a couple local concerns? You'll be dropping off recruitment kits to 3 people. Lizzie Aheo at the local watering hole, Chief Pretorius at the security office, and Dr. Keala over at the clinic. I'll pay you for the legwork, but I'll throw in some extra if you can get them to guarantee they'll actually put the materials up. That all sound like it's in your wheelhouse? If I knew how to do that, I wouldn't have to pay someone. But I trust you'll figure something out. So, does that mean you'll do it? Good. Once you're done, come back here. I'll have your credits waiting.
Someone painted some choice words on the front of the arc light factory the other day. Their robots took it down pretty quickly.
Are you taking coffee orders? You know, I've been so busy. I still haven't gotten outside the city limits. Though, it doesn't sound like I've been seeing much. Apparently the corporate execs are talking about building their own priority catwalks above the city. You been up there?
Hey, keep your eyes open. Sounds like one of Reliant Medical's regular couriers.
Smells like the Centauri Mills plant is making a new test batch of something.
I'm Dr. Keala. Are you a new patient? If you're a UC citizen, I can look you up, get your benefits processed once we've done a workup. Oh, well, the UC subsidizes the costs of all services for its citizens, healthcare and beyond. Hard part is, you've got to earn your citizenship first, doing some job for the UC for X number of years. I got mine serving as a doctor in an at-need area, as they lovingly refer to Gagarin. Other folks, they've done it through scientific service, diplomatic posts. Heck, you could even go over and talk to Zenaida about joining the Vanguard. They'll get you your citizenship in no time flat. Or so says Zenaida. Oh, well, hello right back at you. If you're ever in need of medical services, you just let me know. I like helping people. I grew up around here, so I already knew basically all of my patients from day one. My parents both worked the mines, and I saw how hard that can be on the body. Made me want to help folks around here. Let's take a look. Not so bad, really. Let's get you patched up. There, good as new. More or less. Of course. Here's what I have. Ah. Zenaida warned me this day might be coming. Look, I presume you're not getting paid if I refuse delivery. So here, I'll take them. I'm not about to pull credits out of someone else's pockets. But this is a medical office. I can't in good conscience hang those things up. First, do no harm and all. I think you've been gravely misinformed about what a doctor does. Now, I'm just not comfortable posting this sort of material around the office, all right? I think you're just wasting your time here.
My credits?
Look, I know I said I'd have them today.
You did.
Zenaida always has been one of the good ones around here.
Week, when my next check comes in, it's all yours.
If I don't have those credits in hand next week, I'm throwing you off the catwalk.
That's... That's not a bad point. It's not like they'd be heading off to the front lines. All right, I'll put them up. Tell Zenaida she wins, okay?
I've got applications in at Arkmite and Reliant. And I know most of the other applicants.
Anything on that ship other than the booze? Yours for the taking. The ship carrying the liquor is currently doing laps around Grissom, or so my rumor claims. But beyond its location and contents, I honestly don't have a lot of information about the thing. More of these things? Fine. Give 'em here. I'll make sure they find their way to the incinerator with the earlier batches. Oh yeah? Fine. Let's discuss. Plenty around here who could use some more stability, that's for sure. Wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to help her out. She does tip well. I try to be. Okay, I'll put up the damn posters. Now buzz off before I regret my decision.
Wonder if there are any mining jobs on Mars these days. I could put up with some dust.
If you have any comments about this facility, please leave feedback with the main office.
You're not the usual courier. Please tell me you're his replacement, and that you're just here to pay me a long overdue visit on his behalf. What am I talking about? I'm talking about someone, anyone, handing over my exceedingly late delivery. Now, are you my courier's replacement or not? You're not the courier. Our delivery service doesn't run late like this. Something must have happened. Look, I'm expecting a very important package. Very important. What would you say to tracking it down for me? Quickly. I pay, and I pay well. Good. Let's get you on your way then. Akachi Rosenblum, United Transport, Gagarin Branch. Now, please. Akachi, it's Helena, over at Reliant Medical. Your courier never showed. I need his stops for the day. This is my I don't care voice, Akachi. Oh? And what's your firm's policy on losing our branch as a client? I thought so. Send it to my personal slate. Thank you, Akachi. Here. All the places our courier might have gotten waylaid. She mentioned a panel or something that you can plug his ID number into at each delivery point. They should tell you if he's been there recently. The ID's 8148. When you do finally track him down, you can tell him you'll be completing delivery. Now go get me my package. Please.
Tell me you're here to just report a good old-fashioned crime? If I have to deal with one more corporate exec begging for special treatment, I'll eat my badge. Oh, you haven't heard? Gagarin's going to be the next New Atlantis, or so we've all been told. Centauri Mills, Arcmite, Reliant Medical. They all bought up and renovated derelict buildings here in the city in the past couple years. We needed their jobs, to be sure. Gagarin got hit hard after the mech plants were all shuttered when the colony war ended. But I'm not sure I've ever met a more entitled group than these executives. Treat the city like an amusement park, and all of us as the amusements. It's kept me and my people plenty busy, just not with actual policing. But, I'm sorry. Did you actually need to report something? Leeches feels a bit strong. Maybe if they didn't pay their taxes and help repair the catwalks. They're an added annoyance to my day, though, that's for sure. But look, I'm Security Chief Pretorius. If you do have anything to report, you can speak to me or one of my officers. We're always around. We've had our issues. Some folks aren't thrilled about the corporations moving in, but the majority don't act on it. Those that do largely keep it civil. Protest, throw some paint, occasional crate wanders off. But we've managed to avoid any open conflict so far. It's really not a bad assignment. Well, I came here right after training, which was 10 years ago now. Gagarin was a lot rougher then. People were still reeling from all the plants getting shut down after the war. So there was a lot of petty theft, break-ins. I was responsible for putting together a pretty busy community outreach program. Worked out well enough that they eventually made me chief. Gagarin's not really that sort of burg. Most of the restaurants went belly up when the mech trade shut down. Only one left is Lizzie's, on the other side of town, though it does have a nice view of the square. There's also a little social club the local executive set up across from Lizzie's, but it's still pretty light on amenities. Now, if you're just looking to resupply, then you'll want Clint's. Another case of last business standing, but he's got a good selection. And for medical supplies, you'll want Dr. Keala. You can find both of them on the main concourse. Beyond that, we're just corporate offices and private homes. News in it that start coming from my people sooner or later. Sure. Give 'em here. I'll throw 'em up in the office. Yup. That old piece of leather Nex helped me out of more jams than I care to remember. I owe her. Sure. Just tell Zeneda she's buying my next drink, all right?
Man, could I use a vacation?
The drop-offs are the easy part. Getting them to actually hang those posters, less so. You managed to get those materials passed out? Folks didn't give you too much trouble, I hope. Really? Never thought in a million years Lizzie and Doc Keala would play ball. Good work. Here, what I owe you for the deliveries. And for your top-notch negotiation skills. Thanks again for helping out. Hello there.
If they can all do magic,
Door's always open.
To get that around.
Fitting that the first people into space should be immortalized in this way. Were it not for the path they first walked, we would not be here.
Do you have a ship?
I have to break up one more fight at Lizzie's. She and I are going to have problems.
I was thinking about going for a hike outside the canyon. Then I remembered where we are.
You been to Clint's recently? He get crushed?
I suppose safety was not the highest priority when designing these walkways.
Strongly worded graffiti recently. Guess not everyone's a fan of the new firm's. Coming in. Gagarin was a one-industry city.
Welcome to Gagarin. Your ship need fuel? Repairs?
Hello.
Whew. Always a satisfying moment to return to your ship.
Clear, clear.
Orbit achieved.
Well, there go their shields. Whoops.
And it's over. Unknown vessel, please respond. You don't usually see spacers this far out. I have a lot of my crew over here. I want to send a heartfelt thanks. Any way we can repay you? Very noble of you. You take care out there.
Ship is now docked. Perfect. Didn't even smudge the paint. I'm all ears.
Perhaps we can find some indication of why this ship was vacated.
weren't, I would have killed you already.
Always looking for the next
If we want to get at whatever is inside this vault, we will need to restore power.
Nobody can stop the Crimson Fleet. As long as the credits keep rolling in, life's good. Scares us.
Always looking for the next mark. Does the UC really think SysDef scares us? Nobody can stop the Crimson Fleet.
Use the hatch, we can simply float up the elevator shaft.
As long as the credits keep rolling in, life's good.
glad you're in the fleet. If you weren't, I would have killed you already. Nobody can stop the Queen from me.
Nobody can stop the Crimson Fleet.
Hopefully there is something of value here.
cannot just break it open. line of work will be at the top of that.
Either.
Ship's detached. We're clear.
Welcome to UC Space. Maintain your current course while we scan your ship's cargo. And we're done.
The best cereal is Chocolate Labs.
What? I look like the welcoming committee or something?
Hey, look who's alive. You bring me my liquor? Well, this should keep me one step ahead of the suits for at least a little while longer. Thanks. Here, you earned this. Now, you ever need to blow away some memories, you come back and see me. Understand?
I don't miss all the extra heat from you.
Courier 8148 detected. Error. You have already checked in at this drop-off location. Please resume standard route. Error. You have already checked in at this location. Please resume route.
What time is it? Probably too early to put my lists.
Check-in accepted. You are late, courier. Please complete delivery and proceed along your route.
A hazmat squad came through here the other day. Said they're cleaning out any heat leeches. Public safety concern.
That is likely not how anyone expected to find them.
Check-in accepted. Please continue along your route, courier.
Always worth checking. Never know what you might find in their pockets.
We're not supposed to leave the canyon.
Security's usually good about keeping out strays, but keep your eyes open at night.
I know a guy who just got a job at the Centauri Mills plant. Won't say what they pay, but his outfit's...
Back at last. Did you find the courier? And more importantly, my package? god. Dead? Well, I suppose that explains why my employee, Mr. Maximoff, disappeared so suddenly. And why the tracking beacon I installed on his ship was detected fleeing the planet. Here, your payment for finding the courier. It seems you've got some chops when it comes to investigation. What would you say to finding Mr. Maximoff for me? Seeing what he knows about where our data might have wandered off to. Mr. Maximoff was, and may still be, one of Reliant's most ambitious young executives. His business is Reliant's business. If he was to do something rash, like run off with Reliant's confidential and proprietary data, then it's our responsibility to know that. Hence the tracker. And why I'd appreciate your help in confirming if that's the case or not. Oh, I'll be informing UC Security, but speedy results don't appear to be their forte. I need Mr. Maximoff tracked down and my package recovered, and I need it now. Can I count on you to handle that? Excellent. Mr. Maximoff, Bonifant, appears to have set down on another world here in Alpha Centauri, Hawley. Go there and see what he may know on the subject of our fallen courier and our missing data.
You have not been authorized to drive this unit. Understanding.
Lost? The trick to the catwalks? Just keep turning right. You'll get where you're going eventually.
You let Zenaida know that if she still should get back to it anyway.
Good day.
Landing commencing.
Let us try not to be responsible for any industrial-sized accidents while we are here. Quiet. Did you hear that? There you are.
Get down!
You're not walking out of here. If nothing else, the cold here provides an excuse to warm up together later.
Show yourself.
Meet your death!
Over here.
You never stand a chance. And once again, we are triumphant.
Best not to leave anything useful behind.
Are you here for me? Well, don't just stand there. Help me. Thank God. Ugh. You know, I honestly didn't expect UC security to get here so... Wait, you're not with security? Who are you? Well, I can help on all accounts. Maldonado, the man responsible for killing the courier, stealing my ship, and dragging me here, he's got the data. He's looking to auction off our research and frame me for the theft. But that son of a bitch crossed the wrong man. What do you say we go get Reliance property back? You've got my word, it's the truth. I was just popping out to grab some coffee when someone stuck something in my neck. Next thing I know, I'm bound on my own ship, listening to Maldonado blabber about how he's planning to spend the money he'll be making off Reliance hard work, which we're not going to let happen. You don't need to worry about me. We'll both be safer with someone watching our backs. Now, no more arguing. Let's go. Maldonado's quarters are towards the rear of the facility. Don't worry though, I'm sure you noticed he didn't exactly pay for Ecliptic's finest. No Ecliptic A team would have missed a pistol on their only captive, for example. And I took several firearms courses before my transfer to Gagarin. This should be child's play.
I think you may be trying to take a little too much on. Literally. My favorite person. Did you need me to carry something for you? I'm sorry to see you go. Did they have anything of value?
What's the meaning of all this? I am not to be... Bonifant. So, Reliant sends along a merc of their own, then.
Shut it! Hand over the data, or I'll promise you'll regret it.
Well, look at that fire. Junior executive, no more. The answer is no, Mr. Maximov. This data's worth a lot of money to my potential buyers. Of course, it doesn't have to be just me that benefits. Now, if Reliant sent you, then you've had the pleasure of meeting Ms. Strickland. Lovely woman, don't you think? But that's the very problem. You're doing your job for the wrong person. Strickland is as cheap as she is mean. I, however, understand the importance of appropriate compensation. I will pay you handsomely right now to turn around, get back in your ship, and inform Helena that our Bonifant here betrayed her. That he killed the courier, stole Reliant's precious data, but was then tragically killed during the handoff with Ecliptic. I'll even handle the killing part myself. What do you say?
Quiet! It's not going to work! It's not, right? Wait, you're not actually considering this, are you? Yes, maybe Helena's on the more frugal side of things. But did you not hear him? He's talking about killing me. All we want is that data.
We are not cutting some kind of deal.
Well, I can't say I didn't try. But, I've got an auction to plan, so I guess I'll just have to get rid of you myself. Ta-ta.
You're finished!
Last bad decision you're ever making. Now, I think he had to...
The spoils of victory. Hopefully they amount to something.
Thank God. I'll take my own shit back to Gagarin. I'm sure Helena will be... Well, she'll be happy to see you, at least. Thank you. I hope that Claude didn't do too much damage to my ship.
facilities like this often prioritize profit over safety for the workers. Be mindful of your surroundings.
Hello, Captain.
Engine's ready. Waiting on your word, Captain. And we're back where we belong.
You are entering United Colony space. Please maintain course and prepare to be scanned. Scan complete. Welcome to Gagarin. You are clear to land.
Thought it was hot out here?
You're back. Without Mr. Maximoff. Is he all right? You didn't have to deal with him, did you? I mean, I presume not. But you mercenary types, you play by different rules than the rest of us. So, is Bonifant all right or not? Maldonado. I know that name. He's a renowned data broker. Black market. I'll have to let corporate know about his involvement. And that you managed to stop him. This was good work. Excellent work. Speaking of which, would you be so kind as to hand over the data? By reputation only, I assure you. We're not the only firm that's had research or client data simply wander off, then crop up in the hands of a criminal element. And that name cropped up in more than a few of them. So it does seem that you've spared us from becoming his next victim. That seems reasonable. Here, for a job well done. You have Reliance and my gratitude.
You have not been authorized to direct this unit.
Ah, there you are. Look, it merits saying again. Thank you. Now, if you'll excuse me, the landscape of medical science isn't going to remake itself. Not to sound ungrateful, but I'm sort of in the middle of something. Who knows? Drink themselves to death? I honestly haven't the slightest. I'm usually too busy trying to make something of this city. Or, you know, too busy being interrupted by the occasional kidnapping. But if you aren't the seize the day type, you can wander over to Lizzie's. I heard she's actually expanded her menu recently, trying to draw in a more desirable clientele. It's long past due. Well, I made it out alive thanks to you. So I'd say things are going pretty well. But sorry, I should really get back to it. Gagarin is a city on the rise. Cheap facilities, an enthusiastic labor market. Archmite and Satari Mills are just learning what Reliant's known for years. Gagarin is the place to do business. I better get back to it.
Hi. Please disregard. I attempted an informal...
Any adventure you can fly away from. Is that how the saying goes?
Time to join the stars. Orbital insertion complete. You may now move freely about the cabin.
It's all a bit more legal now, I suppose, but hardly more civilized.
If only there was something else.
So you dragged me all the way out to Red Mall. What the hell is all this junk, Magnus?
Chunks. A full assortment, fresh from the factory, nothing but the best.
So you want Ecliptic to pick up the tab on, how many is it? 16, 17, 18 boxes of food.
No, this ain't food, man. This is survival. For deep space hops, this stuff never goes bad, and it's cheap.
At first I thought you were kidding, then I thought, nah, he's just taking the joke too far. Now I just think you're out of your damn mind.
Look, how about you buy half the shipment, try it out, pass it around, the stuff will catch on fast. Ecliptic will love it. Trust me.
How about you run back to the key and Tell Delgado he can blow his food out of his airlock. We aren't buying.
Okay. 3 boxes. Heck, I'll throw in the 4th for free. Huh? You can't beat that deal, right?
Fine. If it'll shut you the hell up, load the 4 boxes on my rig and let me get out of here.
Pleasure doing business with you, Toombs.
Thinking of having another go at the Red Mile? And I am happy to allow you. But, per usual, I must know if you are fully in command of your mental faculties before I allow you to take on the Red Mile Challenge. Very well, then. Step aside and we'll announce your run. After the introduction, you'll want to head down the elevator. Then, you're on your own. Use whatever tools necessary to survive. Run to the beacon and activate it. Then make it back here for your prize. For what it's worth, I hope you succeed.
Hey.
Can I get you something while you wait for the next run? I'll be here if you need anything.
Sorry, friend. I don't do autographs. Ha ha. Did she now? Aye, of course she did. House gets a cut. She'd love to have someone like me back in there. Biggest bet on me was well over 10 million credits. I think May used the money to renovate the canteen and still had plenty left over. Just on house cuts alone.
Attention, everyone! I have something very special.
I keep thinking I should run the course someday, but
I'm in charge of
some
security.
of the deaths.
All right.
Contestant,
Get out of my
come to run
face.
the infamous Red Mile for your entertainment and gambling pleasure. Will we see the champion succeed once again, or finally perish?
Things people will do to try and make money.
Wisely. You'll have until our contestant reaches the starting line to finalize your wager. Now, open the doors and let the running of the Red Mile commence!
I can't believe Donovan Reese is actually here in this bar.
I saw your last card.
Careful not to point that thing at me. some time since I have visited the... Well, this should be fun.
Hello.
Congratulations on another successful Red Mile run. I'm very impressed with your continued victories here. I eagerly anticipate your next run. But for now, enjoy your prize winnings.
Mess around, find out.
Can't believe they'd rough up a guy just for wanting to take a little break.
Smugglers always like to use Hope-Tech ships to resemble legitimate transports. I wonder how the company feels about that.
I don't want to hear any complaints.
Howdy.
Ron hopes the best thing that's happened to us.
Payday is always a good day.
All right, Neva went for it, so the plan's a go. The Crimson Fleet is gonna do a quick smash and grab on Hopetown. To get started, I need a layout of the settlement. Don't leave anything out. I want every guard patrol, junction box, mark down everything. When it's go time, I'm gonna need some kind of distraction. Maybe set off a mining charge or something. You know, keep security busy. You'll have at least a week's notice before we send in our ships, so that should give you plenty of time to get ready. All right, you wanted to be part of the fleet. This could be your ticket. Just don't screw it all up.
Yes. As vital as spaceships are to these settled systems, everything would grind to a halt.
I get the sense the staff here has become quite adept at removing bloodstains.
Welcome to the den. If you have business, feel free to land.
Time to cycle the airlock and move.
Captain, do you require my assistance?
I understand this station was once quite the luxurious place for UC military commanders. Based on what I see, I find that very hard to believe.
Captain, it is pleasant to see you.
Vessel ID acknowledged. Port 1 cleared for docking. Welcome home to the Vigilance.
Pressure normalized and we're docked.
I cannot wait to see how the UC is throwing its weight around today.
Captain, greetings.
SysDef Marines are the best of the best.
Nice work on the siren. You keep this up, and this operation might finally get the folks at Mast.
What can I do?
to shift
Anything new to
resources.
report? Excellent. Let me have it, and I'll upload it to our database. A hot tip, huh? What kind of idiot would dig in their heels waiting for a massive payout on some of the cheapest food in the settled systems? I've seen some strange things on this assignment, but this definitely tops the list. I'll, pass it on to my superiors. I'm sure they'll get right on it. Have any more? Good. When SysDef stumbled across the wreckage of the ship, we were sure it was the Crimson Fleet, but we could never prove it. We found 32 dead colonists in that wreckage. Poor crew must have put up a hell of a fight. At least their families will now have some closure. Anything else? The fleet's planning a raid on Hopetown? Okay. I didn't expect them to be so bold, but I suppose desperate times call for desperate measures. Don't worry. I'll circulate the description of this captain to the authorities on Hopetown and make sure they never set foot in that settlement. According to my superiors at Mast, we've provided them enough data to wrap up this portion of the operation and call it a success. You've brought us a mountain of evidence against the Crimson Fleet and uncovered some unexpected criminal activity. You've done a hell of a job. Oh, yeah, without a doubt. The brig is filled with prisoners waiting for trial. We've drained the Crimson Fleet's credits and solved a few mysteries along the way. I'd say that qualifies as making a difference. Oh? Well, I see we've rubbed up on you more than I expected. Anyway, here. I wanted to give you this. It isn't from Commander Akande or the UC. It's from me. It was my sidearm when I ran with the Crimson Fleet. Something special I paid a hell of a lot of money for. Now it's yours. Not true. You gave me hope. That's the best present I could ever ask for. All right, enough of this mushy nonsense. Time to get back to work.
At ease.
Commander appreciates the sacrifice you've made, going undercover. Well done. Let's see what you found. I have to hand it to Neva Mora. The lady's thorough. That facility on Crete still holds a good bit of valuable resources and equipment. All right, can't do much with this one except pass it over to the military. Hopefully they stop denying the base's existence and do something about it. That it? Understood. Keep searching and you're bound to find more. I'll be here if you have any more questions.
You have permission to speak. You have your orders.